My friends, hello. Early in my leadership journey, somebody said to me that you become the kind of person that you're going to be based on the books that you read and the people you spend time with. I thought this was interesting because I had heard before that the books that you read are formative in helping you become who you're going to become. That made sense to me. I was already kind of aware of that, but I hadn't really thought about that the people I spend time with help inform who I'm going to be. And that if I'm spending time with a bunch of people who are really, really fun, but aren't really achieving anything in their lives, I'm that much more likely to have a lot of fun, but probably not achieve very much in my life. And it was really kind of a challenge to me to think like that. And I didn't necessarily like it at the time, but I also knew, you know what, I have goals and priorities and things that I need and want to do in my life. And if this is an edge that I can have, I should kind of evaluate it. So I started reading a little bit more about this concept, and one of the things that I really liked was this idea that you should have a friend who stretches you in multiple different ways. So you should theoretically have a friend who stretches you because they're stronger in their faith than you are. You should have a friend who stretches you because they're better off financially, making wise financial decisions, not necessarily that they make more money, that they make wise decisions. Somebody who's going to stretch you in that regard. Somebody in your career, somebody who's farther in their career than you are now, who can maybe give you coaching and counseling when you have a time of need. Somebody who has a really strong personal relationship, with their spouse or their partner, and that stretches you. So it's in all these areas that you want to be stronger. You should seek to intentionally find friends that are better than you in those things. And here's a real interesting one too. As I was reading more about this, and this was a few years ago, so the information was pre-COVID and so forth. But what was fascinating was I really liked this one too, that you should be that friend for at least one person. So the idea was essentially that if everyone's got about 5 people who are they're friends with, that you should have 4 or so that stretch you in new ways, the ways that are important to you, and that one of them should be a person that you stretch for them, so that you are the example to that person, that you're kind of the mentor, if you will, to that person. Now, this is all very informal. This is all very casual. You're not structuring it like, hey, by the way, you make more money than me, or you're better off financially than me, so will you be my friend so that we can, talk about this from time to time? That's not the idea. That's just too, silly and structured, and that's not how friend relationships work. But the idea is that if you can be thoughtful and intentional, you choose the friend group that you spend time with. I've had in the past friends that I've loved dearly who just don't help me grow. And they're wonderful to spend time with, but that's not going to help me to be the person I want to be. And so it's not that I've cut them off, it's not that I've eliminated them from my life, but I've been intentional about spending more time with other people and less time with those individuals. And so I still have them in my life, but I'm just more thoughtful about who I'm spending my time with. I share this with you because as you're trying to develop yourself into the person that you want to be so that you can become the ultimate best version of you, this is another area that you can be thinking about, that you can be thoughtful about, that you can be really intentional in preparing and deciding who are you spending time with and why. And over a period of time, you may not have one of these friends for each of these different segments that you want to be better in. So as you're going throughout your life, you look for somebody like that and you start to build these friendships and you change your circle of friends. The group of friends that you had in high school, the group of friends that you had in college, the group of friends that you had, in whatever area of your life at whatever period of time may not be the right group of friends for you today, so that you can be the person that you want to be tomorrow. It's not to say you need to cut these people off, but you can be more thoughtful about how you're spending time and who you're spending time with, because you become the person that you're spending time with.